Well, hello everybody, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL iBT. And I have a testimonial I want you guys to listen to. It's from one of my online TOEFL course students. His name is Hilas. Now, I don't want you to listen to his testimonial just because he's recommending my course. It isn't that. He got 110, and there's a lot of important things that he did that I think if you do, you can also improve your TOEFL score very dramatically. A lot of the things he will talk about in this video have nothing to do with my online course. Some of them do, but many of these things don't. So the main thing is that when you're preparing for the TOEFL exam, you're getting a lot of practice in a lot of different areas that gives you the exposure that you need to improve your English so you can get that high score. And here is his testimonial.
I took the TOEFL test about 10 days ago, and I'd like to talk a little bit about how I kind of prepared for the TOEFL, how it felt like the day I took the test, and ultimately how Michael's scores helped me prepare for the exam.
Okay, so first of all, his score is 110. He got 30 points on the reading, 26 points in the listening, 27 points on the speaking and writing sections, respectively. So those are his subtotal scores.
So I'd like to start by saying that I found it very important to practice my English as much as I could on a daily basis. And how did I do that? Well, in my particular case, I've joined gaming communities, so it was a bit easier for me to practice my English, both written and spoken, with native speakers.
You see what I'm saying? This is a key idea here, is you can tell when he's speaking naturally. He has good pacing, he's pronouncing his consonants, his vowels correctly, he has very good control over his syllable division and grammatical word endings. He has good word stress, sentence rhythm, intonation, and even thought groups and blending. So he's telling you that if you have regular practice with native speakers, and in his case, he did gaming, he was doing gaming on the internet, and you can see he has a headset, and he was using his headset to talk to other native English speakers as he was playing the games. And that exposure helped him to speak naturally like he's speaking right now.
I've also met many friends online who have helped me with it. So having someone to correct you or to make you sound more natural gives you a great improvement. And it really boosted my English. But if you can't join any gaming communities, I would just say try to incorporate English in your daily life. So for example, I have changed my cell phone, my computer, everything you can. So instead of seeing my own language, I would start seeing everything in English. And try to listen to English songs as much as you can, read articles, news, watch movies, series, everything in English. Because ultimately, that's how I got the foundation to prepare for the TOEFL. And afterwards...
Now, here's an important point. He's making an important point here. Before your TOEFL preparation, you need a foundation. You need to be able to speak English fluently, understand it, read it, write it, listen to it. You need that base. Without having the foundation in English, if you start doing your TOEFL preparation studies without the foundation, the only thing you can do really is to learn the TOEFL and to learn the test-taking strategies. But if you don't have the foundation, it's not going to help you get the high score. So what you can learn from what Hilas is talking about right now is a foundation of English is important. And then you need to begin a very rigorous TOEFL preparation study plan. That's what he's telling you.
I didn't know of Michael's course yet, so I've got some preparation materials from the internet. And I've watched videos related to the TOEFL, and I had signed up for a few free courses online. Now, I met Michael's course in a very crucial moment because I was only a few weeks or even days from my test.
Yeah, I remember he sent me a quick email. He told me what his TOEFL goals were, and he wanted to get a very high score. And then I recommended a specific plan that he could follow to help him reach those goals. That's where I came in.
And I needed someone to correct my TOEFL tasks, especially the speaking and the writing. And Michael has given me a tremendous help with that.
So what he was doing is he would do a speaking practice test or a pronunciation practice. He would email that to me. I would provide him feedback so he could monitor his progress. He studied some recommended lessons. He completed more practice tests day by day, and also did writing practice. And I made sure that he had the feedback during this period so he could monitor his progress and make any slight changes in either his speaking or his writing approaches to the
Because I
TOEFL
think
exam.
the fact he's one of the few people around that gives you daily feedback on speaking and writing questions kind of puts his course ahead of others. Uh, ma-
And the thing is most TOEFL courses can't do this, but remember where I'm coming from is I already have a full-time job. I'm an English professor at California State University, San Bernardino. I also teach under the auspices of the College of Extended Learning. So frankly, I don't even need the money from my online course to pay my bills. It's just something I do on the side. So a lot of what I offer my online TOEFL students is actually free, right? They pay usually a base fee of $45 a month or something like that. But my website, all of these other things cost a lot more than that per student, right? So basically, I'm offering some very inexpensive services to help students who cannot afford to study in an intensive English program. They can use my course to study English, to improve their English, to complete speaking and writing and pronunciation tasks and send them to me, and I can give them very accurate feedback to help them get
Mainly
better.
because he's a native speaker, and I heard he's also a teacher or a professor in the U.S.
Yeah, I've been an English professor at California State University, San Bernardino since about 1994, so more than 20 years. So I've been teaching for quite a
So
while.
that really helps. Besides that, although I haven't taken advantage of his extensive material for the TOEFL, uh, I could realize the enormous amount of time he spent writing and making videos for all the sections of the TOEFL, and even more. So maybe you don't even have to be concerned about searching the entire internet looking for materials like I did. And lastly, I want to briefly talk about the day I took the exam. Um, I didn't really feel nervous.
This is a good idea here. Is I like how Helis is talking about his TOEFL test day. So hopefully you guys watching the video, you can get some tips on things that you
And I
can
tried to be
do
as
on the
positive as
test.
I could about the test, but my brain couldn't really, it didn't really help much.
I always tell students PACE, PACE, positive attitude changes everything. Have a positive outlook on things. The TOEFL test is not easy. Don't think it's easy. But if you prepare for it like he did, you're going to do fine. You don't have to
Especially
worry.
because I had to travel to another state in my country to take the exam and all that. So all of it can be kind of stressful. But let me tell you something. Um, when I got to the speaking section, which I think is the worst part about TOEFL, I realized my words came out very shaky.
So the speaking section can be difficult. I agree with Helis here. It can be difficult because you only have 20 minutes. There's 6 speaking tasks. You have to think quickly. You have to have a pretty good organization to your ideas. And the most important thing a lot of people don't even get is you can see when you're watching this video that Helis is very comfortable speaking with a microphone. A lot of students, when you put a microphone up to their mouth and say begin speaking, they just freeze. They don't know what to do. They're not used to recording their voice or speaking into a microphone. So this is a good tip. Be sure that you regularly record your voice. You're used to recording your voice. You're used to using a microphone. So then when you take the TOEFL test and you're doing the speaking part of the test, it won't seem uncomfortable for you to do that.
I was a bit nervous. And I realized everyone around me was a bit nervous. So just so you have an idea, I ran out of time when answering the second speaking question. But I was still able to get 27 on the speaking. So I think that was great because at the end of the day, I believe the raters or the judges, they know everyone gets nervous. It doesn't matter how much you practice. Something is probably going to go a bit different on the day of the test, but you shouldn't be too much concerned about it. And ultimately, I want to thank you so much, Michael. I mean, you gave me an enormous help with the daily evaluation you provided me, and the confidence I needed to take the test, especially in my final moments, in my final days. And to everyone else, I really recommend Michael's course because it can be pretty helpful to have a native and experienced speaker to shape you up for the exam. All right. If you have any questions, I'm sure Michael, you can send an email to Michael. He's gladly gonna answer it.
And that's true. Anybody who sends me a message, usually the next day I will prepare some kind of written response or maybe even a video answering your questions. Now, anybody out there who wants to email me, remember, I need important information from you. The more information you give me, the better I can answer your questions. For example, what is your current TOEFL score right now or your practice test score? I need to know what your overall TOEFL score is and then what your subtotal scores are in the reading, listening, speaking, and writing, right? Number two, what is your goal? What's your target score? How high of a score do you need to get, including subtotals in the reading, listening, speaking, and writing sections? So once you tell me those two things, then you can ask me the third question. You say, well, Michael, what personalized path do you recommend for me to help me reach my target scores? So if you frame it like that, what's your current score? Where do you want to go? And what path or what course will help me do this? If you ask me a question like that, I can give you very, very specific information to help you.
I believe that's it. If anyone else want to ask me any questions, you can put it in the comments, and I'll try my best to respond or to answer. But all in all, I think that's it. All right. Goodbye, everyone, and good luck with your test. Thank you. Hey there.
And thank you. Wow. Thank you for your feedback. I was delighted to have you as a student. I hope everybody out there who watched this video has some good ideas now on things that you can do before you actually study for the TOEFL test, and then some things you can do as you study for the TOEFL test, and then what you do on the day of the TOEFL exam. So I want to give a big thank you to Hilas, who did the video and the testimonial. Congratulations for you, buddy. You did a very, very great job. Very strong score, 110. You had 30 points on the reading, 26 in the listening, 27 points on the speaking and writing areas. So congratulations to you for your hard work. If anybody else has any more questions or things, you can go over to my website at onlinetoeflcourse.com.